Hello everyone, I'm John Aljets, or as you might know me on the internet, BenderWaffles, and in a previous video, I took a look at a map that I submitted for Ramp 2024, a massive collaborative project where people from all over the globe came together and submitted maps for Classic Doom. You all seemed to like that video, so I figured I'd take a look at another one of the 3 maps that I submitted, because yes, I submitted 3 maps, and so in this video, we're going to take a look at Incursion Point. This one didn't get a speed development, so this is going to be your first actual look at it, unless you've played Ramp, which you probably should. We're going to do 2 playthroughs of this. One is your standard ultra violence one, and I'll have some thoughts through that, but then we're also going to take a look at it without any monsters or anything like that, and I'll talk you through some of my design decisions and just kind of in general what I was thinking as I was making the map. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Okay, so because this is meant to be sort of a second level in a trilogy, we do start with some weapons spawns. We've got shotgun, we've got pistols, we've got chain guns. Remember how I said at the end of the last video how you should look for my map's beginning, how the last one ended? Well, there's a portal that I blocked off with bars so that you can't have any thoughts about returning to the previous level. You can only move forward, and things in here are not looking good. We're missing tiles, there's some cracks in the ceiling, wires sticking out, and of course there's quite a bit of viscera around. So let's go through here. Monsters right out of the gate, and you might notice it seems a little odd. This door opened up to a cave. Well, it kind of looks like it's all broken up and stuff. We're going to go into that when we get into the next playthrough. We have a chainsaw there. Let's get our shotgun. And it opens up into this massive cavern, this open air cavern with some imps and a pinky demon. And when we kill the pinky demon, more enemies start spawning in. Some of the more dangerous foes. We've got chain gunners, we've got more pinky demons, we've got imps, caco demons, there's shotgunners, and a hell knight off in the distance. Get us a super shotgun. Let's give him a blast just for fun, kind of clear this out. We do have some pickups around here on the edges. I like to take out the like the chain gunners and the shotgunners and stuff as quickly as possible, because hit scanners are pretty evil. I am hurting. I need some health. That is a problem with talking while playing. I am not as good when I'm trying to commentate what I'm doing here. I believe that that's the last enemy. Yes, it is. Let's pick up this armor over here. And am I missing anything? Nope, that's everything. So we move along back into this cave. And if you notice, there's like chunks of the previous base has like came in with it. So we're going to be seeing that all throughout. But you might be thinking to yourself, oh, this is just like, it's going to be a cave level. But John weirdly has this categorized in Ramp as an ancient world map. But it's looking relatively hellish. Well, we come through here, we go through this hole in a wall, and we'll realize we're in ancient Egypt. The demons have attacked Egypt. That came about largely because I was looking through the textures. They came with OTEX, one of the texture packs that the Ramp pack came with, the sort of the pack of textures that we can use with the project. And I believe it was OTEX, had a whole bunch of Egyptian textures. So I leaned into it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this level Egyptian. We come down here and there's a secret plasma rifle. And this is actually where we get our first introduction to the main gimmick of this level. Because I felt like being a devious sumbitch, and I made a water temple. You can feel free to file away any complaints that you have. Send them directly to me on Twitter at BenderWaffles. Just hit me up and be like, you're a monster. How dare you make a water temple? Because there is probably nothing more hated in video games than a water level. Maybe escort quests are more hated, but that's about it. We have another situation here where we have a seemingly impassable distance with a BFG sitting over there. So teasingly, and we have a platform that we need to lower. We can see the switch that we need to press to lower it, but it's all the way over there. How do we get over there? Well, we have a door over there, but first we're going to go down here and we're going to get some stuff, because I need health and armor, so I can take a little bit of the lava damage to do that. So more chunkin' broke off pieces of the regular world. The idea was that the people who ran the previous facility from the level before this were experimenting with teleporter technology, and there was some cataclysmic event that broke off part of the facility and sent it, I don't know, back in time to another dimension. I never really decided, you know, we're in ancient Egypt, but like, is this just an Egyptian dimension, or did it send us back in time? I don't really know. I don't really have an answer for you. Now we get our introduction of the Mancubus. I'm gonna let him fight a little bit. Come down here for our secret rocket launcher, and using this nice swimming mechanics. I forget how much Mancubus is hurt. Come over here, pick those up. We have some imps around here. Blow them away, pick up the cells, because we've got even more Mancubi in here, and a Hell Knight in this hallway. I know that it's a simple hallway, but I really like the design of this hallway, as we're going to see here in a moment. I just think it looks cool. Honestly, this level might be, of the three, I think this one might be my favorite appearance-wise. I just think it looks so cool. I'm so very proud of my work. Which, you know, I feel like that is something that, just as a society, we do not give ourselves enough self-praise. So I have absolutely no shame in saying that I am proud of this that I worked on. And then we jump down here. We have some Picademons and a couple of Hell Knights. Let's see if we can take care of them real quick. With circle strafing around this little, like, arena area. Oh crap, Pinky Demon almost got in my way. Alright, so take stock of the situation. We have a blue key door that we can't get through. We have a door that we can't really reach. We can, but we can't get to it, and there's lost souls in there. Quick, close the door. I don't want to fight any more lost souls. And then we have health potions that I can't get to, but there's a switch here. What does the switch do? Oh, it's raising a water level. This is also how we can get backwards, back to the earlier parts of the level. I am a firm believer that unless you are specifically trying to make like a point of no return, you should always have ways to go back to your to a previous areas that the players have been. Now, it might be a little dark. You might have some trouble seeing through here. I might brighten it up in post. But we are now underwater, and we have to fight some lost souls underwater. GZDoom does have drowning. So you do occasionally have to go up for air. So just keep that in mind. Well, we have our, we have a pain elemental here, just as a way of making the lost souls more of a problem, but I ice it pretty quick. Come up for air. We have Hell Knights, but I'm going to deal with them in a second because we got goodies down here. There's gubbins, rockets. I believe there's chain gun ammo, which we don't need, and a health pack. Coming back up. Let's use a rocket launcher. Oh, sweet. Killed them both at the same time. That's always a good feeling. I love this a lot. I like that the light is tipped over. Really easy to do. I just literally just put the textures on the side, but I like it. It's a nice detail. Let's get out this because we hit the switch. This lowers, and oh no, it's a Baron of Hell. This is actually like fighting this Baron of Hell in a tight quarters like this room is. I'm not the biggest fan of. Also, this is one thing. We know that we need to get the blue key. Standing over here, this wall, there was a wall here blocking us. That's why we hit that switch. But we could see the blue key from over here. It's always good to sort of telegraph where things like that are. And we have a hidden wall here that gives us a BFG. We're going to need that in a moment because we have another Baron of Hell. who we are going to use one on because I want to save energy cells for our final fight. We have health, we have armor, more broken off future pieces. Now we have to go back through the water. And we're going to pull out our chain gun. I'm going to open up the door and I'm going to get air on the other side really quick. You only need to poke your head up for a moment. You don't really need much more than that. Open this, and we have cacodemons and lost souls in here. Do a little bit of door fighting. One thing that I'm trying to learn is how to avoid door fighting as much, because I find myself like the levels that I make are almost like they seem like they are very, very prone to door fighting, which is not really a gameplay style that I want to encourage, because it's just kind of lame and not very doomy. So we have a room here with a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna hit that switch, and that's gonna start lowering our 3D floor. Yay, 3D floors! 3D floors are actually how I accomplish the water in this level. I'm gonna really quick just fire that off so that I can pick that up. Now, I am checking myself before I'm about to wreck myself, because I know that going through that teleporter, there's about to be some stuff. So, let's go. Okay, we have a couple of barons and a few pain elementals. Doesn't seem like much, but that's not the end of it. Blast this, blast that. Cool. So that is the majority of the enemies. We do have some... I don't know if I needed to fire a BFG for that. We do have some lost souls lingering around from when we blew up the pain elemental. Now we have our final boss, the spider mastermind, who honestly is not difficult, especially when you pick up BFG. So, yeah. Come through here, pick up these things, more or less just for the item stat at the end. We have a switch, which is cheeky. Why did you ever think that would do anything? It's not even from this dimension. Like, what is that switch gonna do, really? That's actually a holdover from something that we will talk about when we get into the architecture. We hit that, that raises that. Oh, there's a portal, and there's a nice, lovely banner that says exit. We walk on the teleporter. Bada bing, bada boom. The level is over. Pretty quick. A little bit more linear of a level than Dimensional Gateway was, but still a good one all around. Now let's get rid of the monsters and let's take a look at it a little bit closer for the fine details and things of that nature. All right, so diving in now into the level, we have this room here. Again, it's meant to feel like a continuation of the last level, so it is very much stylistically matching with the sort of tech base as previous. Fun fact about this level was actually it was a segment of a larger map that I worked on last year for last year's ramp that I never got to finish. So I took it was this massive map that involved like all these different portals and non-Euclidean geometry, and it was almost like 4 levels in one. It was very ambitious. It was overly ambitious. So I actually for the other 2 maps for this year's ramp, I broke out 2 of the sections that were the most complete, finished them up, added on some segments to make them make sense, and then turned them into fully fleshed levels on their own. This room here is an entirely new piece that was created for that, because originally you would come through a portal that would leave you on this side. Again, we have like a broken off bit where it was like the idea was that they're experimenting with portals. This event happens and suddenly it's like just shearing off chunks of the base and like phasing them into walls and doing weird stuff. I like all the detail work of you have like chunks of the ceiling or on the ground, and so these cracked, broken up bits. The walls are shattered and broken. You've got dead Marines and dead things all over the place. So this was the older part of the level. Part that I worked on last year. This massive cave here I love this cave so much. I think that this might be some of my best work as far as like natural shapes. And one of the few times in the three levels that I made where you get to see the sky. There's nothing to look at. It's just your standard Doom sky, like Sky 01. But it's there. We have these little alcoves here where things spawn in. There's nothing up in there, and there's no way to get up in. One sort of design rule that a lot of that like John Romero and Sandy Peterson and all these sort of people tried to stick with was the idea of if you can see a place, you need to be able to get there. This is not a situation where I follow that rule. You can't get up onto those alcoves. There's no like hidden teleporter or anything like that. But that's also why the only monsters that spawn up there are imps, and imps don't have drops. So yeah, coming through here again, we have more broken off base chunks. I spent way longer than I care to admit on these bricks and making sure that the textures line up in such a way so that they are only the singular bricks. So it looks like it just like is a chunk that broke out of the wall. I am a stickler for small, stupid details that nobody's going to notice. Like a misaligned texture. I feel bad about that. 2 misaligned textures. I feel bad about that. The crack should be in the middle. I do plan on releasing these levels standalone outside of Ramp as part of a larger WAD project. Probably only like 4 or 5 levels maybe. In which case, things like that will be fixed. Yeah, so we have our introduction to our water mechanic here, which when you're standing this, you're like, oh, it's up to like my waist or up to my chest, but then you go around a little bit and you're like, oh, there's a hole here that I can swim in, and that's where the plasma rifle is. Coming in here, you've got all this. Not really a ton to talk about in this room. I wanted like a big set piece room. Like this is the thing that you walk into this temple and I wanted the players to go, wow. I don't know if I necessarily achieved that. I don't know if this is necessarily that wow moment. I think maybe the cave might have been, that giant cavern might have been the wow moment. But, you know, it's just a fancy sort of throne room almost. Don't ask me why there's lava in the throne room. Doom logic. Yeah, so coming down here, this lower platform here serves not just to give us, you know, sweet loot, but also if it's a good idea when you're designing levels that if you're going to have a pit like this, it either needs to kill the player instantly, kill them super fast, or there needs to be a way out. And so I put this down here and gave us a teleporter that sends you back up. And also I put like little stuff down there so that, you know, you have a reason to go down there. If for nothing else, just to get the blue armor. Yeah, so this pool here, even though that like bath there was, you know, introducing the water mechanic, I wanted to get the player okay with the idea of diving and going underwater. So that's why, like, from here, as you walk up to it, you should be able to see that little bit of light underwater, and that should be enough to pique the player's interest to make them think, hey, I should go down there. And so they jump in, and this is where they figure out that they can swim and that they can dive, and I give them a rocket launcher for their trouble. And they can, you know, learn all of the ins and outs of how the water mechanic work, because again, it's not something that you see in Doom all that often. You don't swimming, even though it is a feature of GZDoom, and many other like limit removing source ports have stuff like that. It's not something that you see in a lot of Doom levels. So I figured, you know what, I should get the players used to the idea that they're going to be swimming before this big segment here. It is actually possible to jump down here and get the health potions without raising the water, by the way. Don't know why you need to do that, but you can. So yeah, the water is literally just a 3D floor that has the swimming tag enabled and opacity turned down. So when you flip that switch, all you're doing is you're raising a 3D floor. Rather, raising the ceiling of a 3D floor. The bottom of the 3D floor stays in place. Where's the door? Again, this is a little dark. I might brighten it up in post. These orange skull lights, these came about because I found myself needing to light up the underwater areas. but not having any light textures that made sense in the ancient Egyptian setting that weren't fire. And having fire underwater didn't make any sense. So I just was like, you know what? There's no orange key. So I'll use these orange like skulls and just be like, they're glowing. And it works. I think it fits the vibe, and you don't really have to think about it that hard. Because I can't put these torches underwater. These torches, by the way, also, while within GZDoom they give off a little bit of light, there is a dynamic light above them that obviously you can't see, but it is a slightly orange-hued dynamic light just to make those lights brighter. Yeah. So we come along here, pick up the blue key, and that wall drops. Hooray, more cool stuff. Yeah. Egypt. It's one of those like themes that outside of Power Slave, ancient Egypt is not really a theme that you see pop up in a lot of boomer shooters. At least not back in the day. Power Slave, by the way, is great. Play it, especially the Night Dive. It was Night Dive, right? Yeah, who did the remaster. So pick up all your stuff. Lower the bridge. The bridge lowers very slowly. And the reason for that is because I expect them to flip the switch and then come in here, and I didn't want them to just ignore the fighting and run across the bridge. So I made the bridge lower fairly slow so that they hit the switch, they go through the teleporter, and they have to sit here fighting the barons and the pain elementals while that bridge is lowering. Just controlling the pace of the level. It is very important to pay attention to the pace of the level and to control your player's ability to move through it. I wanted them to have this fight here, and so I made the platform lower slowly. This fight here with the Spider Mastermind, if I was redoing this level, I think I would make this area bigger, because if you noticed, and if you've played the level, you have definitely noticed when the Spider Mastermind spawns in, if you're going fast, you almost get stuck on them. Even though it looks like you have space between you and them, you kind of get stuck until they move. Like you can't go off the bridge. You can always go backwards, but you can't keep moving into here. Because they're a big boss. And I experimented with a cyber demon actually being here. And with a cyber demon, it was even more pronounced of a problem. I ran into a situation though where I couldn't, without reworking a lot of stuff, I couldn't make this area any bigger, because if you look on the auto map, the other part of the level is like, that's like a difference of like, I don't even think that's 64 map units. I think that's like 16 map units separating the wall of this room from the other room. And yeah, sure, I could have used like infinity portals or something to make this room bigger, but I didn't. It was a lot of a bother to do that. This switch here, in addition to being a gag on the player, is a leftover remnant from the from when this level was part of a bigger map. Because the idea of the bigger map was that there was a door that you needed to flip 4 switches to open. And so there were 4 separate segments that you had to go in, and you would work your way through these almost like mini levels inside of the level to find the switches to flip them to then, once you have all 4 of them, it, you can then return. And when you flipped this switch, it would actually raise this wall, and this teleporter would take you to back to like the main hub of that level. Again, it was very ambitious. Maybe someday I will reapproach that idea, because I really like it, because it's like a very, very cool concept. But it was too much with work and everything in my life. I couldn't manage to do that. So now this is just the end level teleporter, and it takes you to the next level, episode 3 of my ramp maps, Homecoming. But yeah, so that is Incursion Point. It's a lot more straightforward of a level, hence why this video is a little bit shorter than the previous one. But it's, you know, it honestly, of the three, I think I might like this one the best. Just from an aesthetic standpoint, from a design standpoint, I like it a lot. I have so much fun going into it. Again, you can think I'm a monster because of the, you know, I made a water temple. Like, but I feel like I don't allow the water to overstay its welcome. You have like one segment where you have to deal with the water, and that's really it. And then outside of that, it's just your standard dooming. But if you like this video, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. I will be having one more video coming out where I will be taking a look at the third level in the trilogy at Homecoming. But if you cannot wait for that video to come out and you want to play these levels yourself, go ahead and check out Ramp 2024. I will actually have the level numbers in the description. Let's do that. I believe that the level numbers for my levels, I believe, are 214, 239, and 277. I believe are the three levels. So jump in, play them, or really, you should just play everybody's levels because there are over 300 levels in Ramp, and there's just some absolutely spectacular work. There's stuff in there that blew me away. Some really inventive stuff. There's some levels in there where you're like, this is Doom? Like, this plays nothing like Doom. You got platformer puzzles, and you've got like weird escape room levels, and there's so much cool stuff. In addition to just damn good classic Doom levels. Get in there, play it. I'll have a link to all of that stuff and a link to DavidXNewton's YouTube channel. He's the guy who put together Ramp. Get over there, give him a sub, and thank him for putting together all this work. But otherwise, this is where I will leave you. Again, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Get out there and create something. Create something you're proud of. Create something that you hate. Create something that is beautiful. Create something that is ugly. Just create. Go out, make things, whether it's gaming, art, you know, woodworking, whatever. Go out and create because this world needs more creatives. And I think that you are uniquely capable of creating something that is brilliant. I don't know you, but I believe that everyone is. So get out there, make something, and have a good one.